How many days have you been in class together?
Like 4 weeks. That's a lot of crap.
8 days. 8 days. 8 days of me yelling at y'all and teaching y'all these moves. Y'all been coming to class, right?
Yes.
So up until this point, let the muscle memory go. Do not think about what to do. You just dance. Just have fun. Alright? The minute you try to control it, you either gonna mess up, you gonna fall out of your freeze, and you gonna do like boo 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 boo.
I have been having a lot of panic attacks recently, and I'm not exactly sure why. I'm sure it's like a combination of the state of the world, and I felt like my boss was trying to fire me for a while. A lot of feeling like I couldn't do anything right at work, and one of my brothers that left home a little bit after me and my sister Alicia. If you don't know our history, we grew up in a cult. Alicia left when she was 18. It was a huge drama. They put her stuff on the porch, told her not to come back. I left when I was 22. Big disaster there too. My older siblings were there until they were older, and still living in that lifestyle and belief system for the most part. So me and my sister Alicia were the only ones that ever spoke out against our parents or criticized the things that they did to us. And there was a huge war and exiling of my sister and then of me. I came out as gay right after leaving, and atheist, just deconstructing. And so all that added to the exiling me from the family. As you know, I'm sure you can imagine how that goes. But then, so it's really just been me and my sister Alicia for a long time that had each other. And then recently-ish, broke up with my long-term partner, and that's just been really tough. We're struggling to remain friends and find the right boundaries. It's just exhausting at the moment. Obviously finances and everything's a bit weird with school. But yeah, our brother Noah left home a couple years ago and kind of got the veil lifted for him about some of the ways that our parents treated us, and started talking to me and my sister Alicia, and we I feel like I gained a brother back. But in the last few days since the Charlie Kirk assassination, which I didn't say anything about the assassination, but it triggered him in a certain way, and he started coming after me for every part of he's very conservative still, every part of my identity that he doesn't agree with, calling me all kinds of names, just human decency out the window, and any attempt to kind of fix it with him, he was more disrespectful and aggressive and mocking me, and it's pretty disastrous. So I feel, I mean, it was pretty bad. And so I feel that, I mean, I'm sure we'll reconcile, but at the moment I'm feeling like I could lose him too. And that's really, really, really tough to metabolize. And so I think it's just everything. I think it's the world and everything. I'm kind of trying to ignore it, and my job stuff, and then the busyness, but just losing, I broke up with my partner, and then in May, and then more recently they told me I can't see them anymore, and I was just calling them on the phone, and then more recently even that got complicated. A lot of gray area and confusion about boundaries, and just simple things like calling to share something important and then having to hang up in the middle because of their wife, and basically losing them too. I guess it feels like losing the friendship. I know I'll always love each other, but I think all of that's weighing on my nervous system because the last few days I've just been completely like, what's the fucking point? So it's been, and maybe there's something going on in my body hormonally, because it's pretty exhausting. I'm glad I have work. I'm glad I had a meeting with my boss today. We kind of reconciled a lot of things. But I genuinely feel like I'm getting sick and that I have like no energy. So something's going on. I made a bunch of plans over the week to see people and create projects together, and then I have some events coming up. I don't know if you breaking up, it's so confusing, especially if you're still really good friends with them. I feel, especially for someone with me like me that has PTSD around being hyper vigilant of other people's needs and trying to make sure I read between the lines and do everything perfect for my mom, so I don't get punished. It's like I have this instinct to try to keep them happy at all costs and try to read between the lines of what they might want and what they might, and that starts to get really confusing in a breakup because there's still some flirty energy there because we've always felt that way, and then trying to have good boundaries and then going back and forth on flirtiness or not flirting, and it's like it's confusing until it gets to the point where I feel like I'm really dysregulated talking to them, and that anything I say could be wrong. And like they're my family. I don't want to lose that. And a lot of the people that I considered family, just my friends, are so freaked out by the world right now that they're kind of isolating. Sometimes you get to the place where I feel like I've been trying to create community and show up for other people, and then now I'm needing people to, I don't know. I was gonna say show up for me, but I don't even, kind of. I love taking care of people, and I love going above and beyond and trying to reach in and be like, let me do this for you, let me do this for you, let me do this for you, and like I've tried to just go above and beyond and be there and figure out what my friends might want and create community and create routines with people and study workouts with people and study, opportunities to connect. And I just don't feel like I'm being taken up on any of it. And, 2.5 years later, just being like, well, that didn't work, and I'm out of energy. But I'm alive, and I still feel a great connection to Jonathan. That's very precious, and because I think we both have the same view of the world, and the way I can describe it is like we're kind of living in a monastery, and things just are what they are, and you're focused on the divine, and you're in service, and you're going and you're doing the things that you have to do, and you're being mindful and present. And if you're not feeling happy or good, that's fine. You just show up in that. And, if you're neurodivergent or on the spectrum, just doing your best, showing up, handling, serving, getting your hands dirty, and being useful. And that's what matters, not bliss and ecstasy and being part of a community and being of service. So anyway, they feel like a part of my spiritual community. But then there's also these really big, the cleaning people are here. There's this really big separation that happens. Hello.
Hi.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. Excuse me, I need to edit my video journal soon because I'm running out of space on my phone, and I got groceries all packed up yesterday on my day off so that I can actually have food to eat at work that's not cans of tuna. And we're gonna go to the gas station for sandwiches, which are too expensive. So I got all the groceries that I've had on my fridge for a while. I can make some good meals, and I'm gonna go put them in my fridge at work so that I can eat during the day. I don't know if this is boring, but this is the leveling up that my life is doing right now. It's big steps for me. Being more organized and spending less money.
Yeah, we learned this twice today. You okay? How's it? How's your swipe?
My feet.
Let me see. Now just FYI, this move takes years to learn. Y'all gonna learn it this week. 5, 6, yeah.
Let's go.
Right hand down. Now switch. Yes! 5, 5.
was not as bad as it has been for the past couple of days. I will say that, and I want to kind of track this because I know I've mentioned it vaguely on here before, but I have, maybe I have a nerve condition, or I don't know, but when I get anxiety attacks, I get like shooting nerve pain in my upper back, back spasms sometimes, which are really painful, but not that often, and pain in my lower back as well. It's shooting and consistent and very painful, and I kind of assumed everybody got this, even though I never got it till I was an adult, but I just kind of assumed that everybody got it. I did start getting back spasms back when I fell and landed in a weird way at my first job at Chick-fil-A. I started getting really bad back spasms then, but the rest of it didn't come until I got whiplash. But I also, it flares up when I have PTSD, like triggers, so it's very confusing, but I think it might be a nerve thing. I don't know, right? We're trying to heal it with holistic ways, and I felt like I kind of was doing that. And being very careful what I eat. If you wonder why I'm on a health kick for the last several years of my life in psychology and trauma work, it's all to do with this really bad lasting, things that impact my daily life, including shooting pain. So that happens when I have anxiety. And so anyway, I watch my inflammation, I watch my diet, I watch my exercise, I start to stay regulated, lower stress, all of these things, and incredible pain and anxiety. But I know that depression can also increase pain, and it's really weird to say that out loud because you read that and you're like, oh yeah, you're like more sad about it, but it's physically, I can feel it way more. My brain just tried to go to like, what if, but it's not that bad. It's not that bad like how it usually is. So, I'm not going to be too overanalyzing about the fact that I ate a bunch of candy to try to medicate my depression. And it worked. But will it work long term? Probably not. So, but yeah, I want to see what happens when I sit a little bit more than that and just drink water and eat protein.